Before I start my short little speech, I just want to get it all out because me and Astrid had a conversation about the Vikings yesterday, and it's like, it's here. Can you just clap a little bit with me? Hey, oh, yo, yo, hey, yo, hey, yo, yeah, hey, yo, hey, yo, hey, yo, yo, hey, yo, hey, yo, yeah. Thank you for reminding me not to take ourselves too seriously. But I'm nervous because I'm speaking to a big gathering here with very smart, strong, awakened people. And I'm humbled to be standing here, to be honest. I'm so humble that I really need to control myself and not just bursting out crying. It's been 2 years since I were standing outside the parliament in rain and booing and hate, screaming for 6 people. So this is big. Thank you so much. Liberty cannot be preserved without a general knowledge among the people. John Adams. My name is Barbro Paulsen. I'm an activist, and I'm also a lawyer here in Oslo. I come from the north, a city called Tromsø. And I think I have that northern power within me, and sometimes I just have to go home to load the batteries. Back in nature. I've been a freedom fighter since the day I was born, and I've always defended those who cannot defend themselves. The job as a lawyer is becoming demanding now, but in a different way. It's more like demanding psychologically. Because to watch the authorities now so often take actions against their citizens, and how low the threshold for intervention where we are today is scaring me. The right of life, liberty, and property are fundamental rights that rests on the notion that because of its nature and the order of nature, the living woman or man has original, inherent, and inviolable rights. And of course, our children also are bearers of these rights. And it's up to us to protect them. Another basic principle in the common law jurisdiction is do no harm, or on something, property, on humans, or on anything. If you are not committing harm, you shall not be punished. Why do the Western world governments still want to inject experimental products into living women and men, when research and figures indicate that this is a dangerous products? Well, we've heard the doctors explain a little bit about that today, so I'm even more now sure of that what I'm doing here in Norway, which in the academic environment has been really silent. It's been a very lonely road here in Norway. So thank you so much coming here and give us inspiration. Thank you. I think that if we take it all up to the natural law, we can say that we can explain everything of this because we are a property of the state and certainly not protected under constitutions and human rights. When we are born, we are registered, not as a living human being, but as legal entities with a name and numbers on your birth certificate. Visually, to the eye, our names are capitalized, written in big letters followed by a number. However, what we do not see is the deep and invisible to the eye meaning the legal person has for our lives. We don't own ourselves. That's what the state does. I'm not going to go any deeper on the natural law today, because I'm here to talk a little bit about what's happening in Norway when it comes to the regulations after March 2020. New regulations became part of our everyday life from March 2020. The authorities had now stipulated that the temporary COVID regulations would be considered to be illegal interventions in a normal state. Through these regulations was not now considered to be legal. There wasn't laws, there were only recommendations and what we can call it in English, forskrifter på norsk. And as an activist and also as a lawyer, I was also lucky because since I was an activist, all of the first COVID cases came to me first. And then that made me actually, I wish I had some slides to show you about how I could actually follow what was happening, because it started with the masks. And then it developed to the attack on small businesses. And then the PCR test crossing border issues became very hot. And here they said that we can close the border because we had to ensure that the test will ensure health, life and health by preventing COVID-19 infections from being imported from countries with high infectious pressure. So people of Norway, I don't know abroad, they had to pay enormous sums just to cross the border and arguing that I have no symptoms. And the state is still upholding that because Supreme Court just took away that fantastic verdict of the Second Appeal Court, lagmannsretten, and they just said that this doesn't appeal any, we're just taken away with a pen. And that was very good, thorough verdicts made by very good judges. So it's scary to see that the Supreme Court actually are now all political and not following the rules of the law. And then we had the PCR test when it came to health personnel, and that's why I was engaged in this, with all the doctors, all the medical workers, because I needed them, and they hopefully needed me as well. I'm now using them in two big court cases. I can take the first is a nurse who refused to, I think she's in the room today, she refused to take tests because this was the Norwegian Directorate of Health recommends that employees who are not fully vaccinated or had COVID in the last 12 months be tested twice a week and wear a face mask if they are closer than 1 meter. So we are fighting this. This is a principal case. It's due to go to court 2 days in January. So we are really looking forward, and now I have these people here who will back us up as doctors in this lawsuit. So that's fantastic, fantastic. And like Ryan said, we have to laugh. And I'm going to tell you a little short story that will make you laugh. Because that nurse, she said that I won't go, I refuse. I'm a nurse, I know how to treat my patients. And when the employee, which is a kommune, Hamar kommune, they said, well, we want to offer you a new position because that's one of the demands in the law. And she said, if it's not patient contact, if it's not what I do, I don't want to fold sheets in a little room. Forget it. No, we have an offer for you. Okay, what? You can be a vaccinator. So if the people who gets the shot is not a patient in the definition, by definition, so she's right. She was supposed to not have patient contact. But what would you call the people? I would think there is a lot of vulnerable person coming to take the shot. But that was fine, no problem. So, and when the lawyer said that to me, I think she regretted it. Because when I started laughing, I don't do that in very serious meetings, but I did. She was staring at me like as a llama face. I think she regretted that comment, because now we're using it for all it's worth, of course. So, to sum up what I'm working with, I work with Yes to Cash. I work with smart meters now. We have a big lawsuit where my clients refuse to put in the smart meters in their houses. It's not the case with Flydal. This is personvern, the protection over supervision. So I actually use World Economic Forum's own sources here. That's actually helping me. It's just supervision, control, everything. So I have some good questions here from people who have, but we will take it to the box. But I just want to say now, the G20, leaders of the group of 20 have issued a joint declaration promoting a global standard on proof of vaccination for international travel and calling for the establishment of global digital health networks that build on existing digital COVID-19 vaccine passport. So this new stunt that they are trying to do really shows that we must now stand together across all borders and fight this. At least, but not last, I have now got a message that we have financing. We have a group who will finance the first Norwegian lawsuit. My client is a widow. Her husband died. They have 2 small children. And now she's so amazingly strong. And she wants to take it all the way. And she said to me, it's not going to get away with this. We're going to go all in and do the first lawsuit against the Norwegian Health Department. So we need the power now. And thank you so much to the group who is financing this. Thank you so much. You know who you are. I can't say it, but you know who you are. So thank you. And I have to say one more thing. Don't listen to me or any other here. Listen to yourself. Be your own boss. We don't need leaders like we did before. We need everybody to rise and lead. Lead in your communities. Lead and stay in your power. And we will stand together and we will win this. Thank you.